All right, here we go. Welcome back to Judging Bouncing Balls. We are going to get this live on Facebook here. We are in episode 8, correct? Whew,
That is correct.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, impressive.
Yeah, it
We did
is.
sign a 40 episode contract, so we're over halfway with our first contract. The second contract's the big one, right? That's when we make
Oh,
our money.
that's when you make all your money for sure.
Yeah, we don't need our rookie
All right,
contract. We going?
and we are live on Facebook, so get ready for the likes of Joe Shear and Greg Vieser to join us.
I was
All
just
right,
looking.
good stuff.
Hey, I will say we had 628 views on the Eric Gephardt podcast at Facebook.
And people want to see it. Good. They want to
People
hear
want
Eric's
talk to
opinions.
the big cheese. That was a great title.
It's so funny when you said the big cheese at the beginning of that one last time. I'm like, oh, that's got to be the title. Big cheese. It's got to be.
And in the end, talking to Eric, he mentioned maybe trying to get a guest on. We don't want to spoil anything, but it'd be a pretty big guest in the soccer world.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
So we'll see if he can do that. I'm still waiting to hear back from our Division I basketball coach, who seems to have ghosted me a little bit, but we'll work on that. We don't want to. We're
Yeah.
pretty busy.
Yeah, we got stuff going on. Yeah, especially busy. By the way, congratulations to Bayport on their win over Wisconsin Rapids in the first round of the regional playoffs. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great game. First half 0-0. You get a little nervous, but I think we scored 25 seconds into the second half, which kind of lightened the load a little bit. And we did have an own goal to tie at 1-1, but then I think 30 seconds after that, all of a sudden we're racing down and scoring. So it was fun though. They played a 8-person in the box, I should say. Defensive struggle. So
How
we had
dare
the
you?
ball on their side for 95% of the time in the first half. But we got up 3-1, and all of a sudden they switched to that half-field trap, which I think is
Nice.
fascinating. And we had about 7 offsides in a row. It just couldn't score on it, but we didn't need to at that point. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, that's
I
good.
give their
Yeah.
coach credit. Yeah, they switched on the dime, and those girls knew it. And it's fun to play different things and see different things. We still won 3-1. That was the good part, but.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, that's way to get it done. We were not so fortunate on the other side. Did not play very well to the level we wanted to play for Spash. We got beat by Hut 5-0. We get up 3 cheap goals, but I shouldn't say cheap. That's kind of mean to them. I mean, they put them in, but they were just not like big booming shots. They were just kind of these weird little lofty things that kind of went in. So it's a real bummer for us. Not the way our season wanted to end, but that's the way it goes sometimes. We just got to keep getting better next year and go from there. So,
I know we talked about it. Are you guys going to do a banquet?
we already did. It's already done.
Really?
We did it last night. So it was already scheduled to be on that night, and I was like, man, that's a little presumptuous. What if the season continues? But I guess they were just kind of like, even if we win, we're going to do the banquet and be done with it. The other bummer about it, our head coach couldn't even be there because we had all conference meetings last night. So then we didn't even have our coach. It was just me and the assistant, and I didn't get up and talk. The other assistant did. He was willing, and I'm like, hey, I don't need to talk. Nobody needs to hear that. So it was good.
Mr. Window. You should have been like,
Yeah.
This award goes to Sarah. Sarah tries hard. Here you go, Sarah.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so we had that last night, and then the season's done. We turned in all our stuff. We got a few girls to turn some stuff in, but it's on to the off season. So it's a bummer.
That was fast.
Ends quick. It does. It ends quick.
I'm like, hey, thanks. Good game, everybody. Now get out.
Pretty much. So yeah, that's the way. That's the way it goes. So yeah, and now with everybody else in the playoffs, we get to watch. And now it's into off-season training. Amelia already went out and started doing her own stuff today. So the way it goes.
Yeah, me and Macy were just, we got Kimberly Saturday at 7 o'clock at the House of Kimberly. I was going to petition the WIA since of our connection, but I didn't want to use it to our advantage. So I thought moving that game to a neutral site, Lambeau, somewhere a little better would have
Right.
been, would have been nice. But I didn't want to just use our podcast to the advantage of Bayport, so I figured I wouldn't make that call.
Hey, J.R. Garrett Stadium is beautiful. It's quite the field.
Is that the name of it?
I believe so. It's at the middle school, right? On the turf? Yeah.
Is that
I
where
don't
their
know.
football team plays?
Yeah, J.R. Garrett's the middle school.
Wait, their football team plays at the middle school?
Yeah, you
University
didn't
of
know that?
Kimberly doesn't have
Yeah.
what? What, they spend their money on recruits? I mean, what is going on?
Obviously. I will. Man, when we were at Hudson I've been to Hudson now twice this year, or this school year, I should say. And God, they got a nice field, nice facility. I mean, it's like, I swear to God, it's like made out of marble. Everything is like beautiful. It's a gorgeous stadium. Talk about University of Kimberly. It's University of Hudson. They got a little over there. So people got their. But anyways, yeah, they got a really nice stadium. But yeah, Kimberly's at J.R. Garrett's middle school. It is. It was actually when I lived in Kimberly. So get this, we could be on Kimberly right now, but I lived in Kimberly, and that was like right behind our house, basically, almost like a block.
Did you get out before the trouble starts over there?
Yeah, actually, we moved 9 is when we left, and then they went crazy right after that. So
Yeah.
we missed out on it. Yeah, we could be there at Kimberly.
You could have a K instead of Spash on your chest.
Yep, different shade of.
Right. Right. So we're gonna head down there Saturday night, 7 p.m. And roll the dice. You got to play the game. That's why they play it. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Gotta
I think
beat-
we played them hard the first time.
I would agree.
Two goals in the final 8 minutes of the first half. Otherwise, that's a 1-1 game. So,
Yep.
you know who has a really nice soccer? I think East De Pere is that grass, and that's where we played when you came over. That standalone little stadium. I really like that. I wish more school, and I think Nina built one. Their new high school has a soccer only.
Of course it does.
But right. What's another 10 mil?
Yeah.
But I thought that I really like that. I like it that it's its own entity. Plus, it's grass. I think playing on grass is.
Yeah.
Do we plan? We move to when we go to St. Louis in like 22 days too. By the way,
I know.
and we play. We don't play at Crev Cavor this time. We play at Scott Gallagher, which I think it's a bigger. I think it's maybe some grass. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah, it is coming up quick. So, yeah, it should be fun. Hey, we would be remiss. First of all, if you got to be. So it's good to play, but we got to Emily Urban team. Kimberly, I thought that was pretty awesome. So kudos to her. And I saw was all first team conference as well. Correct? Is that
the Appleton East girl? Yeah, she's on our roster.
Okay.
We have tryouts. We have tryouts. So
Right. Yes.
There's two sisters from the Appleton area that played for SC Wave that are rejoining or joining our club, and they're both going to play 08, and one was also first team all conference. So,
yeah, which is awesome.
SC Wave can boop it. But yeah, so that's a good get for us because we've lost some players this year, but I think the mighty Loons will press on in a good fashion. So
Agreed.
I don't know where they play. I don't know what position. I just know they're pretty good, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. So I will say this: I do want to complain a little bit because we had our all conference votes last night, and I have to say, I think our goalie got gypped. I really do. I just it frustrates me when I hear some of the things from these meetings. All the coaches come together and they and I knew this was going to happen because we had a losing record, right? We're 6-9-1, but I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of goalies this year in women's soccer and girls soccer, and our goal right up there with the best of them. And she got second team all conference, and basically the reason was they just said, well, you guys have a losing record, so she can't be that good. And it's like, listen, she gets. There was a team that she saved 31. She had 31 saves in one game, and that team didn't even vote for her. Like, didn't even vote for her, and she had multiple diving saves. That game would be like 8-1 without her. And it just taps me a little bit that they go in there like, oh, you didn't have a winning record, so you're obviously can't be first team all conference. It's like, I don't understand why that is. You could be a really good player on a not great team, and you should be able to still be first team all conference. It's just I don't buy into this whole mentality that just because you're on a losing team you can't be first team all conference. I don't get it.
Do you know anything about how that works? So they all go? Do you advocate for your players? I don't know anything about high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, so the way that works, at least with football and with soccer, those are the only two I've been around. So you come in and you can petition for your players, and you can say, I want to nominate these players for first team all conference. And we didn't nominate a lot, obviously. When we nominated a couple, and then it's like everybody votes, and you get to do rebuttal, and kind of people. I think from what I was told is that you get to kind of say why you don't think that person does or doesn't deserve, that nomination. And I just that was the big thing that got kicked back. And I told our coach when he went, I said, just wait, they're going to say because we played, because we didn't have maybe the strongest strength of schedule, but we still played all the conference teams. And because our record was not a winning record, she's not going to get it. And I think it's too bad because she's a really, really good goalie. I mean, she's 6'1", she moves well, and she does everything except for goal kicks well. I mean, she's a good goalie. I think it's a shame she didn't get first team, but.
Yeah, you wonder because sometimes you see a player for what hour and a half,
right?
And then you're lobbying against her, and if your coach doesn't lobby hard, or you don't, or does it turn into a tit for tat, like you don't like my players, so now I don't. It's like, I don't know, but you got to do it somehow.
Yeah. So, anyways, it just that grinds my gears a little bit, but it's just too bad because I think she deserves it. But she still got second team, so that's good. So.
Yeah. Can you say how Amelia ended up?
Amelia got second team as well. And the biggest beef, I guess, against her was even though she led the conference in scoring, she had the most goals, most points. Because we didn't have a winning record, she didn't deserve to be first team. So it is what it is.
Yeah, Paul just chimed in because he wrote for the paper. He said he'd ask coaches to vote for a player of the year in the area, and if there was a good sophomore, they would say they're a good player, but they're a sophomore. So, but see, it should not be a senior. You should have your best players. That are play. And what happens, I think, too, in high school is your captains tend to be seniors, which I get if you have a good leadership group, right?
Yep.
But sometimes you have great junior leadership. I think it's hard for a freshman to come and be a captain at the beginning of the year.
Totally agree.
A young team, but at a 14-year-old. But I do think conference, awards should be not based on grade at all. But then again, you don't get enough tape. I mean, nobody watches tape, right? There's not a ton of beat writers that vote, so it is what it is. So if you don't get your first year, Amelia getting second team, I'm sure that'll parlay into some first teams down the road.
Yeah, and we'll see. I wasn't too disappointed about Amelia. I had a feeling that was going to be the case because, to be fair, most of her goals came against the bottom half of the conference. So it's not like, if she'd have come out and dominated, she had the team that won the conference, she scored against, but that was about it. So, I mean, she had a really bad dry spell against the second, third, and fourth teams. and she beat up on the low teams. So, and that's going to be the knock against her. So that's fine. I kind of figured that's where she'd end up, but I just thought Allie deserved to be first. She's a goalie, and I think
What
if you're just looking at wins and losses, it's not a good representation of her talent. But
what is her year?
she's a junior. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you wonder if
it is what it is.
did first team go to a senior?
I don't know what her grade was, but yeah, she went. But it went to the second best team. It was their goalie, and she hadn't faced a lot of shots, but because they had a good defense, it's like, if you got a really good defense, I could probably play goalie pretty well. And it's like, just because if you got a good defense, your shots are kind of straight at you. You don't get a lot of. But if you've got a defense that gives up a lot of crosses and a lot of passes, and you're diving to try to make saves, it changes things quite a bit. So, but
Yeah,
anyways,
I'm hoping our goalie for Bayport sees some recognition. Her feet were above her head more times than not on some big saves and some punches and some dives, and she's fun to watch. And on our club team, we've had goalies, but we went through 3 of them in 3 years. We never really needed that because our defense was phenomenal. So when you get to a high level and they start peppering the goalie and they start getting it done, it's fun to watch and cheer for.
Yeah, agreed. No, it is. So, anyways, it's not a big deal. It's just a little gripe. So,
do we bring it to the head? I mean, do we go right to the WI head?
yeah, like she cares.
It's Toby and Jeremy again. I know we talked to you yesterday about another problem, but we feel we have a problem again today, and we'll probably have one tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah.
And then Pulaski won. They play Slinger at home, which should be a good game for them. I think they played Slinger earlier this year. I think they might have got beat. I think if I recall, they struggled to put the ball in the net, but they should be there. Notre Dame I saw played tonight because a couple girls from our club team were playing.
Oh yeah, I saw. Who are they playing? I can't remember.
Was it Waupun?
It was. Yeah, I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, I know who that is. Like that would be a decent game, but I can't remember who it is. Anyways, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, Paul said that Pulaski tied Slinger, but they should have beat him if I recall our conversation. So that'll be a fun game. De Pere plays Appleton North.
Nice.
We've got nobody on either of those that aren't our club this still. So
okay.
Trying to go Notre Dame. Preble got beat. Man, Preble hung tough with De Pere. I think it was 3-0. De Pere's an excellent team, and Preble, which is Olivia's team, hung in there. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So Amelia and Olivia can practice now.
Right. Right. So next Monday or Tuesday, get
an early jump.
Yeah. But what else happened? Oh, I was. Did we talk? I was fishing.
I didn't hear about the fishing story. What'd you catch?
Holy
ball! 14-0. Good Lord.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I thought they had a 10. Oh, I suppose it's 60 minutes. Usually it's now. I heard it's 10, not 8 in playoffs.
I think it wasn't Waupun. It was Sisters of the Blind. I think.
it was the podcast team.
Wow.
I think we could
14-0.
Yeah, that sounds like a 60-minute game of whole. That's one every 4.5 minutes.
Jeez.
At some point, you gotta be like, all right, that's enough.
Well, that was like when we played Wausau East the first time. We scored 4 goals in 4 minutes. Like the first 4 minutes of the game, we were at 4-0, and we're like, we just pulled everybody. After 4 minutes, we're like, okay, let's get them up. Amelia had a hat trick in 3 minutes, and I'm like, let's take her out. It was pretty bad.
Oh, and I see Xavier won, which is Ella from our team plays on Xavier 1-0 over number 3 Winneconne. I think that's our first upset.
Okay,
wow.
I
wonder if that's an upset.
The Wolves getting up.
Is that the Xavier Wolves?
Yeah, no, the Winneconne Wolves.
Winneconne.
I think it's a Xavier or I don't know, something like that.
We used to play Xavier when I was in high school. They were part of our Catholic school division.
Says he'll cheer for Kimberly, cheer for Bayport over Kimberly unless Jamie's listening.
He's so afraid of Jamie Owens. That's great.
Who
Let's be
isn't?
honest, we all are.
Dude, when I forgot to book the hotel, I got an email from. Oh my god, I'm so. But I got in. Don't worry, got in the hotel.
Xavier's number 14, so that's a big upset. 14 over a 3.
That is a big.
So
upset.
I got to tell you, so Sunday night, which was Memorial Day weekend, we were up at a friend's place in Door County, and we were sitting around having a couple beers around the fire, and all of a sudden I get a text from Coach Shant. He's like, if you don't sign Macy up, I'm calling Uncle Johnny, and I'm like, it must be the last hour. So I had to go inside and get on the Wi-Fi, and I quickly signed her up. Got a little bit of a trouble.
Way to go.
I felt like
That's the wrong way to get noticed.
I was gonna be like, we're out.
You just wanted to be loved, didn't you? You just wanted to see if you were noticed.
Right. Let's be honest. If you're first at signing everything up, nobody cares because they're gonna do it. So you gotta play the game every now and then.
Right.
I want to be wanted.
Okay.
When are tryouts? I mean, if anybody's listening that wanted to get involved, are they the 12th, 14th?
I thought it was the 14th, 17th
16th?
or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I thought it was
full
like
of knowledge.
Yeah, full of knowledge. I could look it up, but I'm sure Joe probably knows right off the top of his head.
Yeah, let's let our listeners help. Let's make them feel wanted. Do our research because I ain't doing it.
But yeah, it's coming up. It's in mid June. I have it on my calendar, so I guess I could always just pull that up because I don't want to forget about it. It is the 14th. I was right on one of them. 14th, and then
16th or 15th.
19th, Juneteenth.
19th?
Yeah, 19th, 14th, and 19th.
What's the 14th? Friday? Tuesday?
Wednesday and Tuesday, I think. Wednesday and a Tuesday. I don't know.
Why is there a week in between?
I'm sorry. It's a Monday is the 19th, and then Wednesday is the 14th. Yeah.
That's completely backwards. Monday's the 19th. Wednesday's the 2nd.
Oh yeah,
June
sorry.
3rd.
But so 14th is a Wednesday, and then 19th is a Monday.
Then we leave the 22nd. Thursday. We're going leaving Thursday. We might. So I heard we have a game on Friday.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, that's okay.
that's
Sarah's down there with Amelia. And then I'm meeting you down there. So what time is the game? Is it at like in the afternoon?
I don't think they said yet. I'm hoping it's not like the 8 or the 10 a.m.
Yeah, it won't be for that. I don't know. I guess I could be. What am I doing?
I'm going to go down Thursday and stay in Springfield. That's where Homer lived.
I love Homer.
Good man.
He is a good man.
Hey, so
when does when does the schedule come out? Do we know? Jamie getting on this? I mean, come on, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, if Jamie Owens is watching, she better be listening. It would be nice to have some times.
Jamie just chimed in. Oh, Paul is in trouble.
Hey, did you get that email about that camp? That camp?
What camp?
From Shant?
No.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, Panther
I didn't
Pride
get that.
Milwaukee. Ooh, you didn't get it?
No.
I'll see if I can send it to you. I'll have to ask.
Ouch! Really?
Yeah, I'll send it over to you.
Shant also said he was going to come watch a Spash game, and he never did. If he's listening to this, we remember.
He came to us when we played North because it was a block from his house. So
Yeah.
that's okay.
Happened.
Yeah,
Bless his heart.
he's a busy man.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's all
Busy
good.
man. Oh, she could. Jamie's gonna look at it. She comes out and she's already taking over one little piece
She's
I can handle, and she takes
she's
it
a
over.
beast. No, she's a
Yeah.
beast. She like she's amazing. That's why I felt
Whoa.
bad when I missed the hotel thing. I was in trouble.
Hey, don't worry. Last year regionals, I was in with Macy's 8th grade graduation, and by the time I got out, the hotel was booked. I was supposed to stay at a separate hotel. I think it was by design.
Maybe a little bit.
When I mean a little, I mean a lot.
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah.
Good stuff.
What else is going on in the world?
All right. So you want to talk about this 13-year-old?
Yes. Let's preference this a little bit. That after the podcast last week, Dan Squires, Mr. Squires, one of our valid listeners who knows a lot about this sport, sent me a article from 2019 on a 13-year-old that turned pro in soccer. And then she was offered a full ride to North Carolina at 11 to play
Wow.
soccer. She said her parents put a turf field in the backyard and she practiced 8 hours a day. So she signed a 6-figure deal with Nike. I wonder if she's in the league still.
Yeah, I was going to look up her name. I wonder, does she must have to wear special clothes from when her dad beats her? I mean, 8 hours a
Listen,
day. That's crazy.
well, you'd
I don't
think she
even
wants to play. I mean, I don't do
I don't even
anything
know if
for
I
8
could
hours a
get
day.
I don't even know if I could get my kids to play video games for 8 hours a day, let alone go out and practice 8 hours a
Right?
day.
I work like 4 hours a day. I mean, I give her hell for 2. Olivia
It's like
Moultrie.
it's like Office Space where you're like talk about how much he works.
Oh, that's right. I don't
I'd
do
say in a
much, Bob.
given day, I work about 15 minutes. All right, let's look this
Olivia
girl up.
Moultrie. Soccer player for Portland Thorns of the National Women's Soccer League in 2019. She became the youngest player. She now hates her parents, and she does drugs. I'm just kidding. She
But
scored a
are
goal
you?
at 16. No, I'm not. She was born in 05, which is my oldest daughter. I'm going to yell at my oldest daughter if she gets home. This girl's turned pro. This girl's got hundreds of thousands of dollars. And
Because
my daughter's still living off me.
wow, that's crazy. So she's
Yeah,
on the.
so
Hmm.
she played in the CONCACAF
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF Women's U20 Championship. CONCACAF. I love soccer. I love it.
Confetti.
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 Don't try to text like everybody knows out there because I still can't read it if you text me. She was the making the case, Olivia Moultrie, for the Chipotle U.S. Soccer Young Female. I think I could be the Chipotle Salesman of the Year if I really wanted it too. Can't be that hard. I like Chipotle. I want to look up her money she's made. Let's be honest. That's all we care about because that's the only reason we'd all have our kids go pro.
Oops. What? That's not true.
Did I say that out loud?
You just do her net worth. What is that? It says 5 million. That's what she's worth.
See, my kid can go pro. Hell, I'll go pro.
She's 23 already. No, that's now 2023. Sorry.
Yeah, so she was 13 and 19, so we're 4 years later. So she
Wow.
is 17 right now?
18? Yeah. 17, 18. Yeah. She'll be 18 this year, I think, in September. That's crazy.
She's still
Yeah,
playing pro?
Yeah, I think so.
Or did she start her heroin addiction? What? I can't, no, no. You can't
Well,
say that, Toby.
this one says that she's 1 to 5 million. So that's it.
One
That's
to
crazy
five.
though.
I'm worth
I
0 to
think
5 million.
me too. But here's the deal. I guess that's I thing, and here's my reservation about going pro that early. I would think the same thing as if I had a really talented actor or actress as a child. You see those kids get into that the fame and the money and the pressure, and it just seems like it's not good for their mental psyche, and I don't know if it really makes them well-adjusted adults. Um, and I that's what I would worry about with her. Like, did she miss a bunch of her childhood? Practice for 8 hours a day. I mean, I love soccer and just I just don't know if that's healthy.
I don't know. Macaulay Culkin turned out great. I mean, look at him.
Yeah,
The Olsen twins.
what could go wrong?
Who's
Justin
the guy?
Bieber?
What you talk about, Willis? That guy struggled.
Yeah, I I don't know if I'd want that for any of my kids. Honestly, that's too young. Too much happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. And my buddy Dan Dowdy's listening to you. He said I actually work. Or no, he questions whether I actually work.
Fair
Dan works in the
question.
forest department. He's a state guy, state
Mm,
pension. He's got like
mm,
3 years left to work, and then he's going to fish all day. Ridiculous.
good for him.
Came out of Houghton High. I don't even
Houghton.
know what their Houghton. I don't know what their mascot is. Yeah, he's a Panther.
Wow.
Panther pride. I think he graduated from Michigan Tech.
Michigan Tech.
Jeremy.
Oh,
Oh, that's a great question.
what's
Can
the question?
Jeremy
I
pay
didn't.
his daughter NIL money from the Blue Barn ice cream truck?
Who posted that one?
Paul.
That's a great question.
Is there NIL money?
No. No, it's not. It's not allowed. First of all, I do know that for sure. It is not allowed in the state of Wisconsin. There's been debates about whether that's going to happen in other states. Because I actually had this conversation off air with Miss Hauser, and it is not allowed. That would violate, and you be ineligible. So,
But you can pay your daughter as a worker.
true. This does raise a question. If you were self-employing or like employing your own kids, could you funnel money through them, like launder money through the business and then pay?
My
Never
dad
do
did.
that. I'm just saying it's possible.
I went on the payroll at like 12 or 13.
I know, but not for baseball. That wasn't for athletics. I'm saying, could you potentially like have somebody?
Whoa, hey, whoa! How do you know?
I have a sneaking suspicion. I'm just saying, if there was a big time, if Nike wanted to buy a bunch of ice cream,
At double the price.
Is it possible? Yes, I think theoretically you could through, but no, would never do that.
And if the IRS is listening, we don't do anything like that.
That. Oh God. But yeah,
would be awesome.
that's a great idea, though, Paul. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Or if somebody would pay for this podcast, we could funnel that money somewhere else.
That's right. Good old Paul.
Before I came on the air tonight, I've got an issue with one of my phone apps that wrangles me in every time.
TikTok?
No, something way better. police scanner.
What?
Oh yeah. So I got the police scanner on my phone. And I've been known when I'm driving around that if I get passed by a cop or a fire truck, I've been known to get in the fray a little bit, turn on the scanner, and head to the problem.
What?
Oh yeah, I love it. I pulled up
You're
to
gonna
a
get
fight
shot.
once. Absolutely, but as a resting citizen, as a member of the force, I feel it's best I get involved. So there was Green Bay Crime Report has a great Facebook page because they post all the arrests. God willing, I hope I never get arrested. But they had a huge fight at the funeral home tonight. Blaney
What?
Funeral Home. They called in like 30 cop cars. So I get on the scanner and check it out, thinking if I had time, I'd make a
Right.
run, but I didn't. And then I cross-checked my references, and I looked at the funerals, and there was a wake tonight for a 20-year-old gentleman. Looked like he would run with some of those fighties. So, yeah. But if I'd have been out and about, I'd have been there.
What is going on? That's crazy.
I chased a fire north of New Richmond for about 25 miles.
So, can you just tune this into any local community?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Just download. I can't believe I'm telling this out loud. This is bad. Scanner Radio. It's an app.
No
And
kidding.
I do Brown County Public Safety. Hello. I just like to know if they need a backup. I feel
Right.
I'm feeling capable. Like,
Hmm.
I'd run into a fire, not a very big one, more of a grass fire, and I'd probably run around it. But I'm there for them.
Moral support.
Nah, until things get hairy, then I think I'm leaving.
Hey, by the way, I got this thing I gotta go to. See you guys.
Sorry, boys. Lunchtime.
That's hilarious. I didn't even know there was such a thing, but it doesn't surprise me, I guess.
Right. Oh, and I don't know if Matt Getch joined us. He started the Bayport rugby program years ago, and they are third. They turned into the Green Bay Leprechauns now, but they're making their third trip to state in 3 years. They won it, I think, the last two. So, congratulations to high school rugby from Green Bay area. It's a pretty big deal.
Go Leprechauns.
Yeah, they're traveling all the way to Cottage Grove to play Pulaski.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I bet you Pulaski's pretty good at rugby. They seem like a rough and tumble group.
They've been good forever. You know what happened was early on, their football coach got involved, and a lot of their players would play both. So rugby really teaches you more than anything. It teaches you how to tackle, which is big because you can't use your head because you're not wearing a helmet.
True. It's true.
So you end up tackling the right way instead of spearing everybody. So, for Smash football, I think, if I don't know if you have any local rugby clubs, but I'm telling you, they come over and they teach you how to tackle correctly.
Okay.
Legion of Boom, yeah, they learned it. So I think we talked about that before. But
yeah, we did actually. We did bring that up.
So congrats to the rugby teams.
Yes.
What else? Bayport baseball played De Pere tonight in the regional finals. Bayport a 4 seed, East De Pere 5 seed, and 3-1 De Pere. Man, I went to the game and everything.
Nice.
First game of the year. Yeah.
Give him some points.
I feel I could, but there's a lot of people around. So when I yell things like swing harder, I don't think it gets to the player. I think people think I'm trying to coach, and I am.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, if we're talking baseball, Spash won tonight in the playoffs, so that's good. So we beat Wausau West. However, our girls softball team lost in the bottom of the seventh to one of the best teams in the state. They had them on the ropes. I mean, they were right there. It was 0-0 in the seventh inning, and they lost on a walk-off. So that was a real bummer for them. They lost to Superior, who has 2 Division I players around their team. So
The basketball players, I'm assuming?
probably, I don't know. The Superior is
Right.
like really good at everything this year. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, I did see that Stevens Point had a bye in the first round, that they gave 3 or 4 teams a bye. So
for
They got
baseball.
to be
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah.
you know what's crazy about their baseball team is they're really doing great this year, and they're missing their best player, their pitcher. I mean, he's like getting recruited by a long time D1 schools, and he ended up he had to have surgery on his UCL off season, like right before the
Oh
season
man.
started. But they did a new procedure with him. He actually went to a guy that both works with the Brewers, and he went down and they didn't do Tommy Johns. They actually did, they reattached the UCL without taking a ligament from somewhere else. Apparently, it's some new procedure. The recovery time is only 6 months instead of a year, and they think it's going to be just as good as the repair of a Tommy John. So I don't know anything about what I just said, but that's what he told me, and it sounded really good. I was like, "Hey, good for you."
Yeah. Yeah. High
I
five.
just
Other arm.
I just threw out a bunch of words, and I'm hoping it made sense to somebody.
I was going to ask you a question, but I didn't even want to stop you. I didn't want to slow you down.
But yeah, apparently he had the surgery. But yeah, they're missing their best player. It's like, God, if they'd had him, they might have a chance to really go to state, and they still do. I mean, they're
I
playing
think they
great.
do.
Yeah, they're playing excellent. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. But I was like, oh, good for them. They got to buy. They
Yep.
guaranteed one win. Yeah. So, but otherwise, track and field is a couple of, I think every Bayport's got a couple kids headed over to lacrosse.
Yep. Same for
That girl
Spash, girls and boys.
Yeah, because that's kind of your your strength, right? You're running. You guys are runners.
Yeah, we're good at running. I don't know why. We're just like just good at running.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck. Best of luck to Spad. Now, the young lady that was like all world, she's not at high school anymore, right?
No, she's all done. She's at Stanford and dominating out there. I think she set a couple world records for her age group, so she's doing really well.
Couldn't get into a real school, I take it.
No, just Stanford. It was no big deal.
So she gets into Stanford. She sets world records. What is she going to do her sophomore year?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably the Olympics.
Yeah.
Isn't that coming up here? When is the Olympics? No, it's a
94?
while. Yeah, no, it's got to be a little bit.
Well, it's every 2 years, right? Winter then summer.
Yeah, so
and
we
it's
just
not
had
even
summer.
years.
We just did summer, didn't we? So it's going to be winter coming up, right? Did we? I don't know. I thought we did summer last summer, but maybe not. I don't know. Here, I'll look. By the way, the Houghton mascot is Lucky the Lion. I think.
That doesn't sound so puffed out.
No, that's not
No?
right. That's Houghton College. I'm sorry. Never mind. I was looking that up before and I forgot.
The
So,
Gremlins. They're the Gremlins.
the Gremlins. There we go. Okay.
Yes,
Good.
because my buddy or a friend of mine who I went to college with is just retired as the hockey coach, and I saw a lot of posts about the Houghton Gremlins.
Oh, it is next year. Summer. It's Paris, 2024.
Yes,
We should
so
go.
Winter was last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever been to the Olympics?
No, let's do it. We should have a live podcast every night.
Did I tell you my story of the '96 Olympics?
No, but I want to hear it because it was in Atlanta.
Yeah, so my aunt and uncle lived in Atlanta in 1995. My parents were like, we should go. And I'm like, that would be great. So we put in for the lottery and I saw handball. I saw the Dream Team. I forget what Dream Team. I think it was Dream Team number 2.
That's a good dream team.
Yes. We saw the gold medal game of USA versus China women's soccer up at the University of Georgia. That was really cool.
That's a good one.
We saw rowing, which wasn't cool. But the highlight was the bomb, right? Everybody remembered the bomb.
Yeah.
So I was 96. I was 22. So me and my cousin were at his house. We were drinking some beers, and then we started really drinking beers, and we were going to Jack Mack and the Heart Attack. That was the band. They were playing down at Centennial Square. We were going. We were going to take the bus because there were buses back then. So we were going to take the bus, and we had a couple too many beers, and we missed the bus. So we missed Jack Mack and the heart attack, and we missed dying because the bomb.
Wow.
Because I'm sure we were going to be right near the bomb because that's my luck. So I don't know if the bus saved my life or the beer saved my life, but either way, I'm very thankful.
Wow.
But so
Sounds like a
being
likely
as
alibi.
but being as attentive as I am, and my cousin Mark, who's older than me, we decide to take because it's very limited. Like they really keep an eye on what you can bring into the stadium. So we went to mountain biking the next day.
Obviously not well enough.
Right. So it was 9,000 degrees, and you could bring water bottles in. So we decided to empty our water bottle and fill it up with vodka. Genius. So we start drinking vodka, and we are walking around. So mountain biking is it's like all the mountains, and there's trees and everything. Anytime we saw a backpack that was unattended, we made sure everybody knew about it.
I bet.
Pointing, yelling, and moving fast. And then we got on Australian TV. Don't want to talk about. Yeah, they interviewed us.
No way. Okay, there's got to be video of this somewhere.
If I could find it, I will dig. But my cousin was trying to sell tickets, and I was just standing next to him like a bobblehead dog because I had too much vodka in me. And I'll dig for it. I don't even know how to look for it. But we were on Australian television. Oh God, we were disasters.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
we're gonna have to try to find that.
Okay. If you can find it. I found, and I have to re-find. I have a VHS tape of my Jerry Springer episode.
What?
Yep.
Did they put in your name in when they interviewed you? So that at least then there's.
I probably gave him a fake name back then. Didn't want to be recognized. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
I'll try to.
That's
It's got to be YouTubed.
somewhere. Okay, well, that's something that for the fans to dig up is an interview because that's got to be gold. I mean,
Oh, it's gold,
Gold.
Jerry. It's gold.
gold.
So
Nice,
yeah. So that was so. If we could go to the Olympics, I'm all in.
dude. That'd be fun. I've never been. I think it'd be great. Yeah, it should be a fun one, and we'd have to go to Paris, but that's okay.
Is that
We can figure that out.
Paris? Me and Paris don't get along. We didn't back
Paris
in the day,
and
and I don't.
Paris in the summer.
Mm.
Sarah would never want to go. I'm sure.
Well, again, it'd have to be me and you. I mean, we can't afford the families. This is podcast. This isn't television.
Hey, speaking of which, your better half has jumped on tonight to make fun of you. That's disappointing.
Yeah, probably for the better.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I probably did something wrong.
we gotta find this interview. See what I can look and find, but we gotta find this. This is good.
Yeah. Like I said, my cousin tried to sell tickets to the Australians. That would be awesome if it was still out there because I probably looked great that day. Just
I
great.
bet.
900 degrees, sweating,
Drunk.
just a tight shirt. And by the way, you know what they gave out walking into mountain biking? Cowbells. So
Wow.
I rang mine as hard as I could, as fast as I could, for as long as I could.
I bet you did.
It's in a box. The cowbells, because my mom saved all that stuff. She was such a good mom. And then one day she's like, "Here's all your crap," and I'm like, "I don't need it. That box is of crap." I think the cowbell's in there.
You got to find it. We need more cowbell. Bring that out to the game when we start doing our regionals.
Yes, I think I have a vuvuzela around here too.
Well, we know Joe does.
Joe does. He better bring it too.
Is it allowed?
Not our problem.
Good stuff.
It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot in St. Louis. You know that, right?
Sure, that's fine. I like it hot.
It was 90 today in La Salle, Peru. Zaboom.
The only time I was in Peru, Illinois, was -10. It was miserable.
It got that cold down that far?
Yeah, it was like in the middle of it was like in the middle of January, and it was just a really bad cold spell. And it was like 25 below up by us, and by the time I got down there, it was like -8, -10, something like that. It was not good. It was cold. I just kept going south. I was driving to Dallas. Please God, let me just get out of this horrible weather. And I just remember it was so cold even in Peru, and I'm like, God, it was bad.
What were you doing in Dallas?
It was back when I was in the banking world. I had a convention for mortgage lenders.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
It was pretty good. It was a good time.
Were you married at the time?
Oh yeah, yeah. This was in 2018. No, it's the beginning of 2019. Yeah.
They didn't fly you? That was pre-COVID.
Everything was paid for except for the travel, so I drove because I'm a cheap ass.
Sticking it right to the man. We drove to Dallas for the Packer game once. I bet you our trip was different than yours.
Probably.
Yeah, that's okay.
I did go with a coworker though.
You let him drive?
No, actually, I did not. And we hadn't known each other that well, but it was like 10 hours of we got to know each other.
So the way home, did you talk at all? Nope, knew everything about him.
Oh, I think we talked a little bit, but it was pretty fun. It was a good time. It was very interesting.
Yeah, it's a good word. You never know what it means.
That's right.
What else is going on in the world of sport? I see Aaron Rodgers is hurt already. That's not good.
I saw a great Onion headline today. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, it said, "Jets surprised at how quickly Aaron Rodgers starts complaining about roster."
I saw that.
Oh, it was so good.
That was a great headline.
Yeah, but yeah, he's hurt. I mean, yeah. What are you gonna do?
Did you see their agent came out or they leaked that the agent wanted Gutekunst fired last year or 2 years ago?
Doesn't surprise me.
No, he's such a pompous ass. I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I like the 2010 Aaron Rodgers, but I don't like the 2022 Aaron Rodgers.
Agreed. Speaking of gone, this will be gone next week. Yeah,
You win conference?
No, but Sarah's done with it, and I think it's time.
She is nice though.
She's
a lot.
She's you can't make Sarah unhappy. She's just too nice of a person.
Oh God, yeah. I'd rather keep your wife is happy more than mine's mad all the time at me. So one of us can't be in trouble all the time.
That's right. So I think it's going to happen. It might even happen if she's not asleep. I'm going to have her cut it off here.
Disappointing.
Just say goodbye.
Jeremy, who's the
to
boss?
all this?
Yeah. So, hey, let's get down the brass tacks of it. How's the new business?
Okay. It's good. It is. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, we are 2 days in. We hosted a graduation party, and we went out to a local brewery that they invite food trucks in all the time, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. A lot of friendly people handing out ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream? And yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Are your margins set correctly? I mean, is it working?
I hope so. I hope so. No, I mean, right now it seems like the pricing is actually fairly good. I mean, we got a lot of money to make up yet from what we put into it, but you don't make it up overnight. So I think it's pretty good for the most part. We already started ordering some new product just because we ran through quite a bit already. Um, so yeah, it was fun, man. It's and people are really happy with the ice cream. They're happy with the truck. Got a lot of good reviews. I think people are just Sarah's like, people are probably just being nice, but um, I don't know. It seems like people like it, which is really cool, and it's kind of been like everywhere I go, they're like, oh, we're talking about the ice cream truck, which is really cool. It's kind of fun. So hopefully people like it. That was the goal. The ice cream is delicious, and I'm biased, but it's true. So
Choco tacos. Do you have choco tacos?
do not have chocolate tacos, but we do have ice cream nachos, which are amazing. So oh yeah. So get
What are
this,
ice
you get
cream
to choose.
nachos?
Here you go. You get to choose two scoops of or sorry, two flavors of your ice cream, which ends up being about three total scoops of ice cream. You can put three toppings on it. You can do the, chocolate sauce or caramel sauce or whipped cream or gummy bears or Oreos or Reese's peanut butter cups, whatever you want. And then we also have your choice of Oreo wafers, which are 3-inch, just the wafer of the cookie. You can put those in there. That's your chip. Or you can do waffle chips, which is just like a waffle cone in chip form, and you can use that as your. They are awesome.
That sounds amazing.
It's good time. It's a good time. People love them. So yeah,
You better
I'm
be
telling
charging
you.
a lot for those. That's a lot of effort, a lot of inventory. You got to make your money on those. You can't be cheapening up that.
Well, those are $8, so they're not the cheapest. You do get a lot. I mean, two people, that's like $4 each, and you can split it. It's a good time.
So, a little word of advice that I've learned in the retail business: if you make
Do
it
tell.
if you make it 8.25,
Hmm.
75 cent tip, pretty much automatic, because people are like, I don't want quarters. Here's your quarters to you young kids.
So get this. The biggest complaint we've had so far, we didn't have tip options on the receipt. We didn't do a tip option because I'm like, I didn't want to be presumptuous, and we're not like dining people. We're just handing them food. So I didn't even put a tip option. People were upset about that. They're like, "Where I can't leave you a tip," and I'm like, and then we didn't have a tip jar, so then they were even more upset. So we have now added a tip jar because that was the biggest complaint we got is we didn't have a tip jar. But I'm like, all we're doing is handing you food. I didn't think people would want a tip, but they did, I guess. So
You-
I,
People want to give you the extra, and plus,
I
anytime
guess
you have kids working, right?
it's true.
They don't know you don't give your kids a tip. They don't know that, but
But we do.
Macy worked the ice cream truck at State Cup. I think they pulled in him and Katie pulled in like $58 in tips total.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, people were very generous. They were very nice, and they were like, "Hey, we want to give you some." Sarah talked a couple people out of giving a tip. I think so she's like, "That's too much. You can't do that."
Stop, Sarah. That's ridiculous.
She did though. I heard her do it. I was just laughing. But we gave the tips to the kids. That's good for them. So
And now I know I've mentioned it, and my wife has mentioned it to me, but the merch store is taking. You're going to build it.
it's going to happen because that was the other thing. It wasn't just you. We've probably gotten 20, 25 requests for hats and shirts. They're like, we want to buy a hat and a shirt. And I'm like, I wouldn't have anticipated that as an ice cream business, but people really wanted a hat and a shirt. So we're going to have to. I was already doing some research on it to figure out how we can get more of these for people to purchase. So
I think if you build, because I think if with the Tiki Talk and if you have the kids get involved, I think you turn the Brew Barn into a massive merchandise.
I guess that part surprised me. I'm not going to lie, but we got a lot of requests. Tip jar and merch. And that's the two things I didn't put any effort into.
Of course. But if people wanted to buy more, you got to give it to them, right? I mean,
This is true. I don't want to turn away people's money if they want to buy it.
You've got a gaggle of kids that need to get through college. So you got to start selling.
I'll tell you what though, Lucy is going to be a good representative of the business. Let's put it that way. She's made for that. So
That's good. She's going to be there the longest.
this is right.
So I think we
So it's
might
been
do.
good.
How far? I'd love you to come over. We're gonna do a employee appreciation for our company, but I don't know if you'll make enough money to cover gas by coming all this way. But in time.
We can figure something out though. Maybe we could do it in conjunction with something else. I just got to make sure I get Brown County is going to want their beak wet too, because anytime you
Yeah.
step into a new county, so
You just can't tippy toe in, tippy toe out.
probably not. But I am certified. I'm licensed. We're good, and that does cover like it's the same licensure, like certification for every area. So
Jackie wants to know if Lucy's the fourth child we never knew you had.
she's actually our third, but she's out fourth. So
Oliver, yeah, because all of a sudden you showed up one day with like 2 kids, and then all of a sudden there was a third kid, and then you're like, "This is our son. He's 30," and you're like, "What?"
you're right. Yes, it's good to see
Well, that's-
Jackie jumping though too.
Yeah, she should get to bed because she yells at me. She's like, "I'm going to bed because you snore," and then she goes to bed like 9, and then I go in there at like 10:30, and she's still watching TV. I'm like, well, that worked
Yeah.
well. Just
To
say
be
you don't
fair,
want
we
to hang
should-
out with me. Just say it. Just tell me.
To be fair, we probably all should go to bed. It is 10 o'clock.
That's right. Do you remember? I think we were down in Rockford. Jackie said when Oliver flew over the lawn chair, and we're like, "Whose kid is that?" You're like, "That's mine."
Yeah, that sounds like Oliver. He is nuts.
Well,
So,
it is 10 o'clock.
all right.
This was
Well,
fun.
it was
Um,
fun.
Hopefully, we've got some exciting news next week that the Bayport Pirates can get a victory down at the middle school because Kimberly can't afford a real high school field. I get it.
Wow.
Ouch. Hopefully, this doesn't come back to bite me.
It will. It will.
Absolutely. So, yeah, but we'll keep in touch with you on that. I'll shoot you some text, let you know how we're doing.
Awesome.
And then next Wednesday, I'm in town all week. So maybe we'll throw a surprise guest on if we have one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll find somebody. Somebody loves sports, just like us.
That's right. Awesome, Tobes.
All right, brother. We'll be in touch.
Sounds good. Have a good night, everybody.